Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you from the Mindcrack server. And today we got a couple things to do. First one, I made some paintings. I want to spice up this room a little bit. So I put one down and I figure it's just time to get into the painting scene. Add some color to the walls just for temporarily. But I figure I'm waiting for the night to pass now because right now I have yet again lost all of my stuff. And actually I want that painting. I have lost all my stuff. I was kind of out in the middle of nowhere and running around and died again. And this time I died because of a horse. The horse updates with the new snapshot, and where you take a lot of damage going through, kind of like that. You take a lot of damage going through trees now. And, ooh, that's a cool one. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's another King's Quest one. Interesting. So this is going to be the cave entrance in King's Quest Season 2. And there's my little spider friend that comes and gets you. And there's Sir Graham. Actually, I don't know, because Sir Graham's also laying down dead. That's kind of a weird painting. I like it. I like it. But look, we spruced the place up a little bit. I'm just waiting for the night to pass because, like I was talking about, those horse mechanics. If you go into some leaves, you don't have a good time, that's for sure. I would sleep, but Avidia's on. Maybe he's in the nether, who knows. But if you go through the leaves, like you used to be able to just run through the leaves without taking damage, no, he's not on. And you cannot do that any longer, unfortunately, because it will get you killed, which is what happened to me. Luckily, I had my F3 screen up at the time, so I have the coordinates of where I need to go. And I actually didn't have that much good stuff on me because it was still... I stayed out when I went and got my stuff back last time. But that being the case, I'm going to go back and get it anyway because the horse is out there. I might just leave the horse, who knows. But one thing I do want to point out today is more stupidity on my own part and more dumb things that I've done. One of them being, I've had my fraps set to record in 30 FPS this entire time, even since I got my new computer. My whole plan was getting a new computer so I could do better recordings and things like that, and I never changed the setting from 30 to 60 FPS, and I will tell you, or I think it's a much better, smoother image and video. I want you guys to let me know if that's truly the case throughout this video. This is the first video I'm recording in 60 FPS, and granted, you might not have to do every game in higher FPS, like probably FTL and things like that do not require a super high frames per second to still have them be entertaining and fun. I don't know how much longer we got in this night. Let's go up top. Well, it looks like about half of this night. So I want you to let me know if this thing is a much better and smoother recording as I think it is or not. Because if it's not, I don't want to waste the... I don't want to waste the hard drive space and the file size being so big and making my uploads much larger if it really doesn't help at all. But I did a little preview, and I think it does. So hopefully this is going to be my new recording format and recording standard, because it was supposed to be from the get-go of my new computer build, and unfortunately, I forgot to do so. Now, I want to get back into my house. Well, actually, maybe I don't even want to get back in my house. It might be too dangerous. I'm just going to wait up here till it's daylight, and then I'll meet you guys again when we start the journey out to get the stuff. Alright, everybody. The moon is going down, and the sun is coming up. It is time to venture. I'm starting this journey at these chords, and I need to go to negative 725, 149. So it's far, but not crazy far. But on the way, we can chat. So, the next stupid thing that I did recently was, I've never done this before, and I feel so dumb for having done it, but I missed my first flight, and it was when I was going to PAX East. I've flown quite a bit in my life, and I've never missed a plane. I'm very... Hi, bud. I can't get to my... Ugh. Good thing we got natural regen on, because I'm no longer by my beacon. And I'm very meticulous on making sure I get to the airport in a timely fashion. I hate going to the airport and getting there like seconds before the flight takes off. I mean, I actually enjoy the act of getting to the airport and not having to kill too much time while I'm there and not having to wait around, but you never know what kind of problems you're going to run into at the airport, and I'm always concerned about missing a flight when I show up late. My girlfriend is completely the opposite. She doesn't want to spend any more time at the airport than she absolutely has to, and therefore will show up the very last second anytime and just assume that everything's going to be all right. And I got to admit, though, I don't think she's ever missed a flight. She's made it every time. And any place that we've gone together, we've shown up to the airport literally like half an hour before our flight and like walked onto the gate. The last time we were the A boarding group in Southwest, and we showed up to the plane as they were boarding the C's. So the A boarding group didn't help us out at all because of the fact that we got there so late. However, we still made the flight, and we didn't have to sit around and wait at the airport. So, I mean, it's got its definite great aspects on the fact that you don't have to wait around. But I'm so meticulous and so afraid that I'm going to miss my flight. And not that I'm afraid that you're going to miss your flight, because it's not going to really... There's always going to be a way to get to your destination unless it's a really time-sensitive thing. Oh, why am I going... Oh, no, I'm going the right way. Okay. And you're going to, miss everything, or miss what you're going there for. You're always going to be able to make it to your destination. So it's not about the missing of the flight itself and thinking I'm never going to make it, but it's more about the fact that I have things planned. When I'm going someplace, I usually have a plan enough to know that, okay, look, I'm going to this place. I'm going to get there at this time. I've got plans for a ride from the airport, or I'm meeting people, or this is what I'm going to do to get prepared for what I have to do while I'm on my trip. I really like to have things, at least a small plan in place to know what's going on. And when I was going to PAX, I missed my flight, and I didn't miss my flight because I decided, let's give this a try and show up super late. It was even dumber than that. I was woken up in the morning. My flight was supposed to be at 9 a.m. I got woken up in the morning at 8:30 by my girlfriend saying, aren't you supposed to be at the airport right now? And I went, crap. I had been working the night shift the whole week before. I set my alarm, and I didn't change the PM alarm to the AM alarm. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, why would you get up at, set your alarm for 7 p.m. ever? It's because I was working night shift. It was actually set for 5 p.m. Then I planned on getting up and, getting some things ready before I went to, got ready to go on the plane. And yeah, that happened. So, okay. Oh, there it is. There's my stuff. Yes. Oh, yeah. And the horse. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about you, horse. And look, like I said, I really don't have that much stuff. What was this? Oh, protection 3 is probably... A gold protection 3 is probably better than that. I do have some more swords again, though. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is the lack of stuff from last time. But I kind of wanted this... Oh, my God! Get out of there. Oh, you're driving me insane. Where do I even need to go from here? I got myself just turned around and knowing how to get back. See, I should have brought a lead and just led this horse instead of doing whatever it is that I'm doing. I think this is going to take me back toward Spawnish area if I do this. Oh my God. So the main problem with it was not that I missed my flight, though. I was meeting Guude at the airport. It would have been nice, but we were the first group of people getting there. So I didn't think too much of missing my flight as in a major inconvenience. We were getting there pretty early. I knew we didn't have anything to do till the next day. I was more concerned with, how am I going to make my way out to the Crack Mansion if I'm not getting in at the same time as other people are? I know it's not near the airport. And this had worked out so well before because I was oh my God, I was all ready with a ride. Everything was going to work out great. So I called Southwest. I was flying Southwest, and Southwest doesn't have plane change fees. You don't get charged extra if you miss your flights or if you have to change your flight plan. I'm going to take some damage. You don't get charged extra if you change that stuff. It's one thing I like about Southwest. If I ever need to change it, I can. The thing you do have to do, however, is you have to pay the difference between your fares. And when you're flying at the last minute, it's really bad because the fares are usually a lot more expensive. And they truly were a lot more expensive. Ooh. I might just be able to... Would it be worth it to go through here as opposed to just making my way over to my... You know what? Let's just make my way over toward the house. I'm pretty sure it's directly this way. And I don't know if there's many... trees and stuff in the way as opposed to pushing him through the nether. Though I could just go through the nether hub. I mean, it'd be pretty simple to go through there, but I'd be stuck on that timer and everything. Let me scope this out. So, and I had also originally gotten this flight because it was cheap. It was one of the cheapest flights I've ever taken. It was $59 for this flight. Of course, a last minute flight later in the day is not... yeah, see, there's my house. That would have been pointless. A cheaper... or a flight later in the day at the last minute is not going to be that cheap. And I will tell you, it was like almost a $200 mistake for the change fee that I had to pay just because that was the price of the flight, not because, they charge you a missed plane fee. So it was a huge mistake, and I felt like a major idiot because I've never missed a flight before. I'm so meticulous about making sure I don't do things like that I just felt so dumb. Oh well. What are you going to do? Missed my flight. I guess I can cross that off my bucket list. Not that that was truly on my bucket list because I don't want to have ever missed a flight in my day, but now I know that I can still survive. It was kind of annoying for Seth and Wes because my flight was actually supposed to leave at like 7:30 and get in at somewhere like 9. And I found out that Seth was coming in around 10. So I said, hey man, I'm going to wait around the airport for you for about an hour. And then we can ride out to the mansion together. Wes is going to, come to pick you up. I'll just ride with you guys and life will be good. He said, okay. And then my flight got delayed. And then it got delayed again. And then it got delayed again and again and again. And luckily it got delayed while I was still sitting at home. So I wasn't even waiting around at the airport and getting super delayed. I was still at home. Oh, look, I put in a door too. I'm so good. So I was waiting at home and didn't have to go to the airport super early and sit there for many hours. But they delayed it back so long, and then they brought it back a couple times, and at one point it was not even going to leave until almost midnight. So I wrote Seth and I was like, look dude, don't worry about it, my flight is super delayed, you should just go, I'll let you know if anything changes. And then it changed again, and I was like, wait dude, I'm getting in like 20 minutes after your plane is now. If you can wait for me for 20 minutes, that'd be great. So I think by the time we actually left, the last scheduled time was I was supposed to get in like a half an hour after he was there. And unfortunately, even though that was the scheduled time, we didn't end up landing until close to midnight. So they ended up waiting at the airport for me for like 2 hours, which thank you. I'm so glad that they did because I wouldn't have known how to get to where we were going that late anyways. And it actually worked out relatively well for me, not for them per se. So I'm very grateful that they waited for me. So I was happy, but I wanted to tell you guys about my first missed flight because I'm just an idiot sometimes. Then at PAX, this isn't actually something stupid on my part, but something stupid that happened at PAX, as I will tell you. So we're going into PAX, and they do bag checks every day. So you have to, if you have a bag, you have to put your bag on the table. They go through it. Sometimes they go through it extremely thoroughly. Sometimes they're not that thorough at all. Depends on who you get. But I'm not sneaking anything in that I'm not supposed to have, in my opinion, anyways. And I'm not that concerned about the stuff that I'm bringing with me. How can I get this snow? How do I have the snow going over the edge? Is it down a half a slab? A half a slab? Half a slab? And so I'm going in and out of packs all day the first day. No issues. They're checking my bag every time. Absolutely no issues because, like I said, I'm not bringing anything in that I'm not supposed to be. So the second day, we get there, and not only do we get there, and for some reason, since we have special guests and media badges between the crew that we're there with, they won't let us stand in the normal line with everybody else, even though it's the longer line, which wasn't even long. They were actually pretty proficient about getting people in and out of there. It wasn't that long, but like the shorter line takes you in through a different door, and it's for the special guest and the media people. Though the doors just open up on the other side to the same hall. It's not like they're separate lines on the inside. It was kind of weird, but they wouldn't let them stand with the media badges in the normal line, even though they got up to the front and they looked at the badge and they were like, nope, you guys got to go to the other line. And they're like, but we're here. But they made a move. It was really, really strange. But either way, I'm getting my bag checked, and the lady is most thorough lady I have ever seen. She's making me pull stuff out. She's checking these secret hidden pockets that I like almost even completely forgot about. But I'm like, okay, good. This lady's doing her job, and she's doing it very well. Like, I can't complain about that. She pulls out it's going to sound gay, but she pulls out a sewing kit that I have in there. I carry around a little travel sewing kit. It's maybe 2 inches by 1 inch. It's got little teeny packs of string in it. Little spools of string. There's like 6 of them that fit in there. They're just teeny spools of multiple different colors of string. And it's meant for like if a button rips off your shirt or something like that you can have an easy way to try to repair it on the go. So I've had it with me in my backpack for years. She looks at it, goes, those gotta go. And I'm looking at the little kit, and I look at her, and I was like, excuse me? And she goes, yep, those scissors. You can't bring those scissors in there. Now, normally, if I'm just telling you there's scissors that I'm trying to bring in, okay, that might be against the rules if you're thinking of like standard old scissors. These scissors are less than 1 inch in total, including the little yellow or the orange loops that you put your fingers into. The blades themselves are probably 1/2 inch, if that. I just looked at her and I laughed, and I was like, you're not serious, right? And she goes, yeah, you can't bring any sharp objects in here. And I was like, these are not sharp objects. You can't sit here and try to tell me these objects are sharp. And she goes, I said, I'm not throwing these things away. Like, that's just dumb. And she goes, well, let me go get a supervisor and see what they say. Because she could tell, like, it was something stupid. She brings a supervisor over, and now I feel like an idiot because I'm the guy who's holding up this line. Not that there was really a line behind me, but I'm the guy who's holding this thing up because I'm making her get a supervisor for, like, the dumbest little pair of scissors that I can go buy new ones at the dollar shop. It was more principle of the thing that don't throw away a piece of my travel sewing kit because you're going to take things so literally and not use any common sense in the fact that I'm not going to be able to use these things as a weapon. Any pen or pencil, even the Sharpie that I have to sign autographs with is sharper than, this particular pair of scissors that is less than 1 inch long. I mean, it wouldn't even penetrate the full skin layer. So brings over the supervisor, and the supervisor's like, nope, they're a sharp object, they gotta go. And I tried to argue with them with the argument that I thought was a pretty good argument, but they were having nothing of it. And it was the argument of, if I can take these on a plane, if they are the regulations, because the plane actually does have regulations for how long scissors can be. I've had to deal with that before when dealing with trauma shears. I brought trauma shears home one day, and I don't know if you know what trauma shears are, but they're scissors. They're rounded ends. They're not sharp, but they're still sharp at the ends, but they're still sharp to be able to cut off people's clothes and things like that. But there's a length regulation that most trauma shears are less than the length of scissors that you're allowed to bring on a plane. So they're allowed. I've actually been stopped and had them check some before of my trauma shears. Stopped me and they measured them and they said, okay, no, these are within the regulations, and they let me take them on through. And I was like, if these things can go on an airplane legally, not that I'm just sneaking them on and never got caught, but if they can legally be on an airplane, you can't tell me I can't bring them inside this convention hall, like this public space inside of here. And nope, they wouldn't budge, and I was extremely, extremely mad. It's one of those things, like, common sense is one thing, following rules and regulations is another thing. Following them to a T when it completely lacks all common sense is something that drives me insane. I don't blame this woman. I don't blame the supervisor either. Like, if they were really just following their regulations, I mean, I cannot blame them for it, but it's just that fine line that you draw between the two. Common sense, follow regulation. Common sense, follow regulation. And it was so frustrating, and it's so dumb because they're the smallest little thing that I can so easily replace. It just irks me. It drives me insane. Anyways, though, guys, I got my stuff back. I threw some paintings up. I have that door installed, and I put some snow up on the roof. I'm going to call this episode good right here, and not sure where I'm going with this in the next episode, because I was talking about getting away from the hospital, and I seem to still be around it because I keep dying and having to go reclaim my stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. I'll see you next time.